What's up, guys? Obviously, it's CaptainObviouzX. I got a Battlefield 3 gameplay commentary for you guys today. And in today's video, we'll be talking about today's patch that just came out, and the patch notes that have been released by DICE, and, you know, why people hate the patch, and why people love the patch, and why I think it's great, and you know what? Enough with this. Let's just get into talking about what exactly my opinions are on the patch, and I feel like I can give you guys a pretty good explanation as to why this patch is good, and as to why some of the things in here are A, unnecessary, or B, just plain unneeded. So, let's talk about these things. So the first things first, a lot of the things that have been going into this patch is centered around weapon balance, weapon changes, things like that. And as a statistics whore myself, I love them fixing things like that and making things more balanced altogether. But there's a lot of things that have been going into the patch that I personally really like, and things that I like a lot. Now, one of the main things that has been focused on in this patch is adjusting weapon reload times. And there's always been a problem with certain weapons where the animation takes too long in comparison to the actual reload time that is, you know, assigned to the weapon. You know, I talked about that in the armory, referring to the cancel time reloads and the thresholds. So what their goal is to cut down this threshold time, cut down on this sort of delay between when the bullets are in the gun and when the animation actually finishes. And, you know, in general, there's not too many problems here and there. A lot of the times it's extremely hard to actually cancel the reload on certain weapons. You have to throw a grenade or a knife. You can't sprint like you can in Call of Duty. That makes it very easy in those games. And double YY or triangle or whatever your switch weapon button is on PC does not work too well, also because the weapon switch times are very long in this game. So they're trying to cut back on the cancel time reloads on these weapons, which is great, and they're also cutting the reload times down also. So certain weapons, such as the Scar L, AEK, Scar H, MK3A1, all those weapons have shorter reload times, and those are the ones that are a little bit more noticeable. And, you know, other ones, such as the, you know, the AUG and things like that, won't have too noticeable reload changes assigned to them. You know, it's not that big of a deal. I'm happy with it. It's pretty good. But, you know, overall, the weapon reload times were not too big of a deal. The only problem with that was the fact that you cannot cancel your reload as well as you could within other games, which is, you know, it's fine. I'm not going to bother about it. But they also changed the damage of many weapons, and there's a few things I want to point out the most to you guys. They've increased the damage of the UMP and the PP2000 in two different spectrums. They increased the close range damage of the UMP and the long range damage of the PP2000. Now, this is my prediction. The UMP will be doing 30 damage up close, and the PP2000 will be doing, I think they'll up it to around 15 or something like that at longer ranges. So make the PP2000 better at longer range and the UMP better at closer ranges and medium ranges. So that 30 damage will make it a 4-shot kill at the longer ranges than the PP2000, which is a nice balance there because the UMP does not have the option of having extended mags assigned to it. So that's a good advantage the UMP has over the PP2000. Now, they've also increased the minimum damage of the M1911 to make it better match the Magnums and the M9 and the MP443, like in between them and things like that. I think they're going to increase it to a 3 or 4 shot kill at longer ranges. Not quite certain what they're going to do with that, but that would be a pretty good idea to make it more, you know, compatible with the rest of the pistols and make it more in its own class right there. They've also, you know, changed the frag rounds again, which is this patch change is a little bit better. They're making the damage a little bit higher and making it easier for you to actually get that full damage on your enemy. So the a lot of the times there's been some issues with the splash damage not always affecting the enemy, so they're going to fix that up, which is great. Exactly what it says is that they've adjusted the damage to a smaller area to be more consistently apply the maximum possible damage. A lot of the times your damage would not be consistent with the frag rounds. So even if you hit the guy directly, for some reason, you would not take the full 25 splash damage. They're going to try to condense the area of that to make it a little bit easier to get the full 25 hit points of damage on you with the explosive damage. It's pretty nice. They've also increased the damage of the M5K. I'm thinking around 25, which will be pretty good. It's going to be a 30-round magazine, 25 damage with a, well, 30-round magazine with extended mags. And they're also going to make it a little bit more effective at closer range, which is nice for the M5K. It really was lacking in comparison to the P90 and the MP7, which is a nice thing there as well. And a few other things. They've reduced the range penalty for the Scar H. They have also increased the minimum damage of the flechette rounds and decreased its cone of fire to make it a little bit more accurate, which is pretty nice, making that a little bit more powerful than buckshot at closer range, which is, you know, it's pretty good. And they've also increased the AA gun damage versus infantry, which before this patch was absolutely pitiful. So thank God they added that in tomorrow, or today's patch. What the hell am I saying? They've also adjusted a lot of recoil patterns for weapons such as the M16A3 and the M4A1, which a lot of people are very happy about. They've reduced the horizontal recoil on the SG553. Thank God, that weapon was a god-forsaken mess in regards to that horizontal recoil. They've reduced the vertical recoil on the MG36, which is something I'm very happy about. They have made the M416 overall a lot more controllable. Now, in the past, it had the same exact recoil patterns as the M16A3. So think of the M416 as a slower rate of fire, extremely controllable assault rifle. It's going to make the M416 one of the best all-around weapons in the game, which I'm going to be very happy about, because I've always had the trouble and the trouble deciding what attachments to put on the M416 because it's just not good at anything. So now that they're increasing the controllability, I can add in better, attachments for it, such as the heavy barrel or the foregrip to make it a whole lot better of a weapon. You know what, not even the foregrip. Like, just keep that blank, put the heavy barrel in there, and make it a whole lot better of a weapon, which will be pretty nice. They've also reduced the G36C's vertical recoil and first shot recoil, which is pretty nice as well. The G36C has some unpredictable recoil patterns, and hopefully this will make it a little bit more easy to control, and that first shot recoil will make it easier to control as well, especially for burst firing out to medium longer ranges. Now, they've also added burst fire to the M5K. They've made the belt-fed machine guns a little bit more stable while standing still, and the bipod is now a whole lot better on certain weapons, which, it's good. The weapons that they added the bipod to make it better are the F2000, the FAMAS, and things like that, which, really aren't too, necessary to use a bipod on. But what are you going to do? They're fixing it. They're making it a little bit better with those attachments, which is nice as well. They've reduced the rate of fire on the 44 Magnum, which I guess is okay, but, it's supposed to be a medium range pistol, separated from the Rex, which is a good idea, but the reduced rate of fire is a little over the top. I think what they could have done is reduce the close range damage down to 50, but increase the minimum damage to like a 3-shot kill, which would be a pretty good idea. I mean, you can't get more than one kill with the 44 Magnum with that 3-shot kill, especially with that 6-round magazine. So I think that would have been a better approach to making the 44 Magnum seem like a longer range weapon, but, whatever. It's DICE's decision, not gonna, tread on their territory there. They have also increased the maximum range, or the maximum lethal range, sorry, for the M320 LVG, which is the bouncing grenade launcher thingamajiggy. It's not affecting the damage. All it's doing is increasing the lethal radius of the weapon. So it's going to make it a little bit more better out to, I think it's probably going to be around a half a meter, and affecting this a little bit, wider of an area than it currently is. I mean, as of right now, the radius is smaller than that of the M320, and I believe it's smaller than that of a grenade, which is, it's not good. It's not good. It's very underpowered. But they've also increased the aimed accuracy bonus of some weapons with suppressors, such as the ACWR, the L86, and the LSAT, which is pretty nice as well. And there's some weapon fixes that they've also added in here, which are pretty nice. They've fixed the Scar L's heavy barrel not increasing the vertical recoil, which is, I guess it's a good thing, but the Scar L really had an advantage over other slower firing weapons in the game because of that. So I guess you'll be seeing a little bit more of the AUG and possibly the AK-74M now because of that. The M320 Buck has been fixed for its correct damage across certain attachment combinations, and the ACWR foregrip, MG36, QBB95, and RPK extended magazines, along with the RPK and SKS heavy barrel, are now fully unlockable and equipped in the accessory screen. So apparently the MG36 not having extended mags was a glitch, and they fixed that. So that's great. The MG36 has another advantage over certain other weapons in the LSW category, which is pretty nice. I'm happy about that, which will make me use the MG36 a little bit more probably now, which is a good thing. Now, there's a lot of vehicle-related fixes for the upcoming DLC of Armored Kill, which, by the way, came out today for PS3 users, if you guys have not downloaded that yet. But they've made the flares for the helicopter gunner not there anymore. You can't fire flares or release flares from your gunner position in a helicopter, which I'm okay with. I mean, helicopters were so overpowered if they had two people working together. And I was reading through the comment section on the actual blog posts for this patch, and people are not happy about this because they can't base rape in helicopters anymore, which I'm okay with. I'm fine with it. I mean, I don't fly helicopters too much, but the problem has always been that the helicopters, if they have two people in there who are talking, can rule the skies. Helicopters in comparison to jets were just too damn good. Now they're making it more balanced, and that only the gunner, or only the pilot can actually use the flares, which is it's a good thing. But you know, sometimes it may be in a bad situation where you're getting locked on multiple times. But if you can use the ECM jammer and get out of there, you'll be fine. They've also added a few other vehicle-related fixes in there. They've increased the damage to the helicopter and jet rockets through the helicopters, jets, and infantry. Thank God. And they've also increased the damage helicopter gunners and IFVs due to helicopters and jets, which is pretty nice. They've also updated the user interface as well. There's a few things here that are pretty nice. They have added letters to the capture point icons displayed over the minimap, so you know exactly which one is being taken. It's usually easy to find out on console, but on PC, where there's like 7 or 8 flags on a map, it's pretty difficult to take a look at which one is actually being taken when there's so many little triangles on there. They've also removed the join button in the server list for non-premium users on premium exclusive servers. I didn't know they had premium exclusive servers. I never do that. That's pretty cool. And you also get the critical health full screen color tint while in the post-revive state, which is pretty cool. But, you know, there's some cool things in this patch. I'm happy about it. They've, you know, fixed the cool things. They have not fixed the bipod glitch in the LSWs yet, which is unfortunate, but hopefully they did it in the next patch as well. Overall, great patch. I'm happy about it. I want to know your thoughts on the patch down in the comment section below. And if you guys like it or not, I want to know. I'm really curious about that. But follow me on Twitter. Link is down in the description. And as always, rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later.